Hey guys, Sophia here, and I am going to go through Airtable. I'm going through from my object-oriented UX perspective. I first heard about Airtable maybe about a year ago and started exploring it, was really excited about it, but I didn't really dive in. I made this little prototype here, my OOUX prototype, to just kind of test it out, see if this is actually potentially a good alternative to my sticky noting methodology, just because of this cross-referencing, to be able to very easily basically design the structure of your objects and then design in the relationships of those objects. So I've already started this one here. This is when I started quite a while ago. Can I actually see when I started it? Where do I find that metadata? What is this little thing? New. I don't know when I created this. You know, that you think this is funny. This is kind of ironic, I would say, because this is all about gathering data tables, and I can't find the data about this. The data about this particular base, as it's so called. So it doesn't seem like there's any metadata actually associated with this thing. I'm like stuck on that. Now I'm very curious about when I actually created this thing for the first time. Ah, where's date created? No, it has to be here, right? Come on. Meh? Oh, for crying out loud. Really? Okay, let's go back here and check, and then we'll get back on track. Where am I blind? Do I hover? Is it not here? Do I look at it in a different view? Is it quick base switcher? Okay, moving on. Maybe I can see when I created these. I like how there's the chat in there. Okay, focusing. So I created this a while ago. I'm reusing one of my clients' we created these beautiful illustrations of different vehicles. So it's very simple. We have different types of vehicles, and then we have owners, and then we can see who, what kind of vehicles each owner owns, and potentially I'm going to make it a many-to-many relationship. Potentially, like the sailboat is owned by Tom and Jordan together. So yeah, so it can be a, you know what, that doesn't really make any sense, does it? Let's not do that. Let's actually say that it's a, I don't know if I can, looks like I can add mini onto here. Let's take Jordan off and say, oh, and the big rig does not have an owner. So let's say, yeah, you know what? God, I must be tired. Okay, so in this scenario of I want to create a real world scenario, let's say that we have these vehicles. These are not single instances, these are types of vehicles. And we can say how, Tom owns this. God, I feel really stupid. Tom owns this, and Jordan, you can also own a sailboat. They don't own the same sailboat. That would be dumb. Just Jordan owns a sailboat and Tom owns a sailboat. Okay, getting too deep in my storyline here. Okay, so let's go back to owners, and we can also say some owners own multiple vehicles, right? So now I'm in grid view here, and I want to. How do I get this into card view? New gallery. That's it. Okay, so we have their little notes about them. What is this unnamed record? Let's add somebody. Let's add Diane, and she is a landscape architect, and she owns She's a landscape architect. What's she gonna own? She's gonna own like a truck. Yeah. And she's a girl, female. I don't have a third option. Very unpolitically correct. I should add a third option. Let's give that a try. Let's add a third option for gender. Let's see if I can. This is intuitive enough that I can do that. Again, it's been definitely over a year, but we don't know how long it's been because there's no metadata for that. Let's see her. Bum, ba-dum, bum. Do I have to go back to the other view? Do I have to go back to grid view? Is that the true thing, that I have to be in grid view? I just, okay. Ooh, grid view. I accidentally created another view that is identical. I don't even know how I did that. So from gallery view, can I actually edit this thingy? This is just telling me that it is a drop down, but it is not actually. This is an icon to say that the type is drop down, but you can't click on that. Okay, fair enough. So it looks like I cannot actually edit it unless I'm in one of these grid views, unless I'm missing something. Okay, so let's add filter. Should I say, what is the appropriate thing to say? Oh, I've stepped into deep waters here. Undeclared? Rather not say? Oh no. Probably making a terrible faux pas right now. Oh, and I messed up. I need to add it here? I think I'm doing this wrong. I don't want to add a filter, do I? I want to add an option. Customize field type. Insert. Customize field type. I mean, adding filters seems like the right thing because these are filters, but okay, so now I get it, and now I'm going to say rather not say. And this is going to be purple. Oh, too much like blue. Okay. Let's say Jordan is rather not say. Okay. And we can, let's go back to, so I can add in here, I can add, Sophia is going to have a lot of vehicles. Woo! So Sophia owns these vehicles. Maybe Luke also owns this seems appropriate. Okay. And then I can continue to add fields to my heart's desire of all sorts of types, which is very cool. So this is single select. You can do, and then the references. Now, can I add like main vehicle and make this one a single select? So these are like all the vehicles that they have, but then I also want to be able to put, here's like, or let's do like vehicle. Okay, yeah, fine. Main vehicle. Brain fart. And then we want this to be a link to another record. We want it to be vehicles. Okay, so it does look like allow linking to multiple records. No, I would not like, because you could only have a single main vehicle. Well, look at that. Okay, so I can make a one-to-many or a one-to-one relationship. So I do like that. So from a OOUX perspective, that is something that is important to define. So is this is this a one-to-many relationship or a one-to-one relationship? So that's pretty cool. And let's just see what that looks like. So when I add the spaceship, now can I make a rule? I don't think I can make a rule. That'd be too crazy that it like has to be one of these. Add filter. Maybe it's that add filter thing. And main vehicle. Ooh, where gender. Oh, this is, I accidentally added that before, didn't I? Where main vehicle contains that seems very advanced. So basically what it does is it just gets rid of your ability to add more. So once you add the one, so that would be beetle because there's only one. That would be sailboat. Okay, so I can do, I'm just gonna delete this whole field. I just wanted to see if I could do that. Let's go back to gallery view and let's add another table. We have vehicles, we have owners, and let's have cities. OCD moment. If they're all uncapitalized, if these two are uncapitalized, this must also be uncapitalized. All right, we'll do Atlanta. And let's do Krakow, which is the city I am currently in. And then I was just in Warsaw. And let's do Berlin. So I get to go there soon. Now notes. So it just goes ahead and adds these. Okay. I don't want that. I want to instead, now this is something in Webflow. So Webflow is one of my favorite new tools that is a little tricky, is knowing which way to make the reference and do you need to make it both ways? And you know what? I actually may have already run into this. So do I need, confusing myself. Okay, so for vehicles, I have race car, sailboat, spaceship for Sophia. And then in the spaceship, I have race car. So Sophia and Luke both are referencing the race car. And then over here on the race car, owners are Sophia and Luke. So that is auto-magically coming in there because of the other way reference. So if I go back to main view, and if I take Luke off of the race car, and I go back to owners, Luke no longer owns a race car. Beautiful. I wonder which way I originally connected this. Sorry, I'm relearning this basically. Okay, let's do owners in this city. This is going to be a link to a record. All right. So we'll put, let's put Sophia there, Jordan there. Nope, Jordan's not going to be in two cities. Luke, Tom, just going to populate these so there's a few in each one without any repeating. Okay, so now we have, now here's my question. What do you guys think is going to happen? When I go back to owners, is a new field, will a new field have been created for city? No. Okay. So let's just add another one. Let's also do just to experiment related city. Oh, OCD moment. related cities, and then link to another record. So they do let you link to the same record. Let's just call this nearby. So Atlanta's going to have no nearby cities. Krakow is going to have Warsaw. Warsaw is going to have Krakow. Okay, all right, that worked out well. Now, to address this, do I need to add so they're calling these records, which are what I would call an instance of an object. And they're calling these sheets. But what do they really, actually, they call it linked to another record. So they're using the same word. They're calling, they call this a sheet, right? Table. We call it a table, okay. So to get cities on here, I'm wondering when I originally set this up, if I put both of them on, if I put both of these relationships, owners to vehicles, and when you have them both, then they automatically link up. So I guess I need to, it is strange that I need to go back into main view to edit these. Anyway, I'm so glad I'm recording this because maybe I'm blind. Now cities is showing. But it's not showing in this view. Why are you not showing in this view? Is that a bug? So it does do that. Does automatically create the relationship. Which is very nice. I'm not sure what to do now. How do I make it show? To get my little feed there. I can see that being one hidden field. Why is it hidden? Do I drag it up here? I wonder. Do I need to set it? I mean, you think this would say, excuse me, this would say show field if it is now hidden. Nah, no. Control Z. Okay. So how do if I hide it? Oh, one hidden field. Woo! Oh, that thing. I like that little interface. Oh, the interface is so nice. I mean, this is all very nice. Very, very nice. But I'm a little bit stumped on this one on why in this view, how, I don't know how I created that. What did I click? Delete. Okay. Let's go back to main view. Huh? Oh. Wait a second, was I like looking at the wrong thing? Yeah, okay, this is still, all right. Whoop, got a little lost. So how do I get this out of hidden view? And how would I hide this? I truly don't know. Boop. Okay, so I'm a little bit stumped here on some of the finer points of the interface, which is in a little bit of a way a deal breaker, because that's something that actually, as long as it's easy and maybe it's just not discoverable, and then once I know it, it's fine, but that's actually something that would be really useful in building an OUX prototype, because I would want to be able to rearrange. Maybe it's a rearranging thing. Maybe I have to prioritize. What if I just moved cities up? Dun, 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 dun. No. Okay, I could have been okay with that because it is something, so I would definitely be using card view because card view is basically to me object view versus table view. So this really would really help with prototyping in that if I could rearrange and prioritize and say, okay, show like this is how many elements, and basically wireframing the module and showing like, okay, these are the elements that need to show on the module. And then you could go into table view to basically see like, here's the elements that you would need in your full detail page by prioritizing those elements or prioritizing those fields. So hiding and showing is a great way to prioritize, to basically say, okay, here's the stuff at the top, and then like here's the cutoff. So maybe we could say that that gender is not so important because you know what, gender isn't. It's not important. It's not something that we need to be looking at. Customize cards. There we go. This interface. This particular part of it is ironically not very object-oriented because I am trying, as human beings do, I am trying to edit the thing where the thing is. I am trying to mold the clay by touching the clay. I'm not trying to mold the clay by like going up here to the top left-hand corner of the screen. I want to edit it at the source. I want to poke it, and I want it to basically react to where I'm trying to poke it. So editing, if I'm viewing it here and I edit it over here, I'm creating a separation. I'm creating an abstraction basically of where here's the thing, but to edit it, and we do this so much on the web where we make somebody change. Let's just go to Spotify, for example. Here, let's say I'm playing this song. Let's put it on mute. So I'm playing Ghostwriter, and Ghostwriter is also showing down here. So actually, and let's say I've like scrolled this, or let's say a better example, I'm playing this, or it's on shuffle, and so the green highlight, is like all the way down here, and I'm playing this, and I want to add it to another playlist. Fuck me, like, I can do this thing. I don't have, and I can like add to this queue thing that who the hell ever uses that. So I have to like go and scroll down, be like, where the fuck is it? And then I find these three little dots, and then I can add it to another playlist and I can take my action. Versus like, why not have these three little dots here? Sorry, getting upset. Okay, so Airtable, awesome. I can customize the cards. I'm guessing I can move them around. Lovely. Why not let me do it right here? Why not let me do the same thing? Like, I mean, can I right click on? No. Like, I'm gonna try to change the thing at the source of the thing. So it's there. Now I know. Now I always know. But it would have been a lot more discoverable if it let me edit it at the source. So being able to just drag them right here. Why not have the little toggle here? Why is that hurting anyone? That's not hurting anybody. The thing that I'm thinking of is some people might assume that if they're editing it on this, like editing it on Claire, that they're going to be only editing it on Claire and not editing it other places. Maybe you might assume that. I don't think I would assume that because I know the type of thing that I'm creating this is an instance of and it has a template, right? So I'm editing the template. And that's kind of like, I mean, in Webflow, not to toot Webflow's horn, but Webflow is my favorite. In Webflow, if I have a dynamic list and I change something about one module in that list, it's going to change everywhere. And like that's an agreement that we have, and we understand that, and I love it, and it's great. So anyway, I think it should be right there. Okay, so one other thing that I wanted to do in this video real quick is just kind of a little bit of a exploration of these this new section here, this universe section, which shows like other people doing really awesome stuff. It looks like you can kind of copy somebody else's base and run with it. So it's sort of like a template, but like a featured user-generated template. And that's another thing from an OOUX perspective. I mean, just from an information architecture perspective. Like these things are templates and these things are also templates. And you're naming these lists two different things, like templates and universe. I would think that like I would find different things in there. I would probably, and like, are the filters the same? The filters, I mean, the categories have got to be the same, right? If they're not, that would be weird, right? So they have featured. The categories are probably mostly the same. If they're not the same, that's weird. So I would say that a better option would be to have one place for templates, and then within this, like something to say, like either just an icon to show user generated or Airtable generated, so I can browse them both at once and see like let me see all the food and drink templates. Like as a user, how much do I really care if Airtable made it or if another person, like another user made it? Like if it's the right thing, it doesn't really matter. And then I could just have a filter for like just show Airtable or just show community generated. But these are the same things, and like you're also making them sort of look different too. So this is another thing about that I preach constantly about object-oriented UX. If the thing is the same type of thing, make it look the same. So these are basically two of the same sort of widgets, right? And so make them look like two different types of the same thing. So they have different ratio. They have different color schemes. They have different, the icon, they have category icons, and the category icons seem to be like, there's film. The category icons are the same, but they're on a different place. So they're slightly, they're basically, now I'm having to do this translation. I'm having to say like, oh, the icon used to be here and now it's over here. Not a big deal, fine, but these definitely look like different things, and as a user now I have to kind of reverse engineer this to say like, are these the same type of things? Okay, they are. They're both bases. Well, actually, let's check it out. Maybe they're not. They seem to be templates, and for community published bases, check out in the universe. Yeah, indie film production. Let's see if the detail page is the same too. Whoa! Totally different. I mean, I guess it makes sense that like that this would have some additional metadata, because you'd want to like with and additional content as well, because with Airtable, like they're not going to write a whole article about the people that created it and the case study, and like the actual user now needs to be linked up in there as a nested object, as a referenced collection, whatever you want to call it. But this is also an entity in itself, is the creator, which doesn't matter as much if it's Airtable generated. But this looks totally different. I still feel like even though they're both bases, the end result is the same thing, as I'm basically copying a table. This is like totally different. These are totally different experiences. So somebody that is, that is just now figuring this out, I can see a lot of people getting confused by this and not thinking that these are the same things. They literally would have to read that fine print up in the left-hand corner of, how do I go back? Ruh-roh. Do I close it like that? Is that going to close it? I don't know how to get out of here. Oh, really? Whoa. Whoa. Is this my only option? No, of course that's what that was. Copy base. I have to. What? All right. Somebody help me. I have nowhere to go. I can't back out of this. Are you kidding me? Guys, no. User experience 101. I guess I'll explore the base. So this might be a little bit different than a template in that it actually has data in there. Now I can go back. Copy base. And interestingly, like, do I need to like quit Airtable and restart it to get back to where I was? Or do I have to, I guess I'll copy it? I'm forced to copy it. Yay! Now I can delete it. I'm like, I gotta go back in there. Like, is this a true story? Am I just like really tired? These didn't work. Let's just audit this entire fucking page. These didn't work. No back button. Is it like hidden in the image copy? That's not what I want to do. Follow. Shit, y'all. I can't get back. Like, I have to copy it. Ah, they call it a nugget database. Ah, see? By documenting observations and their corresponding evidence as nuggets, objectifying them, if you will, because that's what the human brain does, we can filter and sort our collective knowledge about who our members are and answer fundamental questions like blah, 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 blah. Nuggetizing. Ooh. Coined. I'm probably not the first person that said that. But yeah, nuggetizing is definitely a thing. This is why Airtable has some potential here for the way that they let you nuggetize your spreadsheets, which really just means putting it in grid view and making relationships easy. Like, that's what they've done. They've made nested relationships easy. They've made it something like that you can think about, and then you can say like, oh, I do have these different types of content and they connect to each other, and let's make that really, really easy to connect it. I mean, OOUX is all about designing our interfaces to do that. So when somebody's navigating our interfaces, the different objects / content types we've intentionally connected those things through some sort of object mapping exercise. And I do think that Airtable could work for object mapping. I probably will stick with my sticky notes for now, just because that's working, and I don't, again, like getting the technology, how do you say it, too heavy. Right now, the sticky notes is so light that it's easy to iterate on it and to throw it away. Once you start putting it into, you guys know this story, once you start digitizing it, it becomes more official and everybody takes it maybe sometimes too seriously. So probably will stick with the sticky notes. I might try this for a personal project to see if potentially it might work for client work, or maybe even going from sticky noting, and instead of, sometimes I'll digitize my sticky notes, which does seem a little bit redundant, but sometimes my handwriting is just so terrible that that I just need to do that. And so I will go into Axure and make an object map out of sticky notes. Let's take a look at one right now. Let's take a look at one real quick. Oh, digitized sticky notes. So as opposed to that, Airtable might actually be faster and more malleable to do that. So I might give that a try. They do have some overall UX issues. Probably the most egregious one is that I can't get out of this view. Let me do a command tilde up. Like, am I in like another? No, it looks like this just took over the window. Okay. All right, so the upshot is, yes, I'm gonna give Airtable a little bit more of a chance here to use it to kind of clean up an object map. I probably won't think in Airtable. I probably will still create my object map, but yeah, we'll see how it goes, and if I continue using it, then I'll do another video and show you how it's going. How's that sound? All right, cool. Airtable, if you're watching, give me a call. We can talk more.